The Yom Kippur War was the first war in which electronic warfare was used to such extent. The Arab countries now operated the most modern Soviet aerial defense systems. Apart from the SA-2 guideline, which had been widely used in Vietnam and during the War of Attrition, another SAM, the SA-3 Goa, had been introduced. It was radar-guided and was much more efficient at medium and low altitudes. For the first time, mobile launch pads were used. They were harder to find and destroy than the SA-2 and 3, whose locations were well known. Despite their shorter range, these missiles caused the heaviest losses to the IAF. At the beginning of the war, which started with an Arab surprise attack during one of the most sacred Jewish festivals, the IAF was almost powerless. Deadly accurate SAMs shot down every aircraft that dared enter their area of operation, and the Egyptian land forces progressed with impunity. But as the war progressed, the IAF began to regain control of the sky. New maneuvers were used to escape the SAMs, and new technologies employed to jam them. The concept of electronic warfare took on its most full dimension. Joint operations between armor and aircraft managed to suppress many SAM sites. On October 24th, a new armistice was signed. On the night of July 3rd, 1976, the IAF led one of the most daring military operations ever. 1 week earlier, a French airliner had been hijacked and forced to land at Entebbe in Uganda. All Jews had been taken hostages, and the hijackers demanded the release of several terrorists. The Israeli answer was totally unexpected. Secretly, 2 C-130 Hercules took off, one of them with a group of specially trained commandos on board. The Hercules flew to Entebbe, and before the Ugandans could realize what had happened, the hostages were freed and taken back safely to Israel. In 1981, the IAF carried out another long-distance raid. Israeli jets overflew 3 enemy countries to reach the nuclear plant of Osirak near Baghdad. The plant was to produce plutonium, enabling Iraq to build nuclear weapons. The first deliveries of F-16s to Israel had taken place earlier that year, and the IAF decided to use its new bird for that delicate mission. The protection of the F-16 squadron was assured by McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagles. The F-15 had been in service with the IAF since 1977, and the Israelis had hesitated for a long time, wondering if they could really afford such an expensive aircraft. But the Eagle would prove that it was worth its price a year later, during the Lebanese War. On June the 7th, 1981, 8 F-16s took off from their home base, each of them carrying 2 tons of bombs. A nerve-wracking flight of 970 kilometers at low altitude over hostile territories led them to the Osirak reactor.